Okay everyone, this is an update to my Pirelli Scorpion Weatheractive tires on my Model X Plaid. These tires now have 45,000 miles on them over the course of 15 months of driving. Let's check in here and see how they're doing. So I've been running a square setup, so both the front and the rear is sized at 275/45s on a 20-inch wheel. So let's go ahead and get our trusty tire tread depth gauge here and do some measurements. Now, I should clarify and say the front tires have 45,000 miles on them and the rear tires have 35,000 miles on them. This gives us a good comparison of how this tire is wearing over time. So let's go ahead and measure the fronts first. And again, these ones have 45,000 miles on them already. So here we can see our gauge is showing a tread depth of 7/32, which is really good. Now, a quick reminder, this tire, when brand new, has a tread depth of 11/32, and so that means over the course of 45,000 miles, we have worn off 4/32 of tread. Now, tires are considered legally bald or legally worn out when this gauge shows 2/32. So that means for this particular tire, we have 9/32 of usable tread, and 4 of that has worn out. That means in theory, over the course of 45,000 miles, we have only used up just a bit less than 50% of the tread life on this tire, which is insanely good considering just how good the performance of this tire is in terms of overall performance. Now make sure you check out my previous videos on these Pirelli Weatheractive tires. If you watch those videos, you know how much better these tires performed than the factory Continental tires that came with this car. The handling and steering performance improved noticeably with these Pirelli Weatheractive tires, and overall grip and ride comfort also increased. Only downside with these tires when they were new was they were ever so slightly louder on concrete pavement, but only slightly so. But that said, I did notice the noise on concrete started getting a bit noisier around the 35,000 mile mark. And also the ride comfort started degrading a little bit around 35,000 miles too. It hasn't been too bad, but the slight increase in noise and degradation in ride comfort has been noticeable. So you might want to take that into consideration if you're thinking about these tires. Now, it's fairly normal because tires do tend to change in noise and ride comfort and general performance characteristics as they start aging. Okay, so let's check out the rear tires here. Now, with the rears here, it's the exact same tire and size as the fronts, except the rears have 35,000 miles instead of 45,000 like the fronts. These are a bit newer. I'm actually filming this tire now because I'm just about to take this particular tire off and patch it because I drove through a construction zone yesterday, and this morning I noticed I picked up 3 separate nails. Luckily, all of them are in the treaded area, so I should be able to have all of these patched up soon. Okay, enough of that. Let's measure the tread. Okay, so 8/32 here, which is about as expected. 10,000 miles fewer on the rear tires here. So that means 1/32 less tread wear. Now, it will appear this tire is wearing at 1/32 every 10,000 miles. But let's go take a look at the same tire we have in the garage, except this particular tire only has 10,000 miles. So if we measure this, we're going to see something probably around 10/32, which again, yep, there it is. 10/32. So this means that for every 10,000 miles of driving, we have been wearing out 1/32 of tread depth. Now, this should mean since we have 7/32 of tread left, if we subtract 7 from the 2, we have 5/32 of usable tread to go. So in theory, we should be able to eke out another 50,000 miles out of this tire. That would be crazy because it would mean we'd be at nearly 95,000 miles when this tire is at the end of its usable life. Not bad at all, especially considering this car weighs nearly 5,500 pounds and puts down 1,020 horsepower. Now let's go get in the car and take a look at some stats here. Okay, so the front tire stats are here. As you can see, we've just put down about 35,000 miles on these. Average energy use has been 337 watt per mile over this period of time, but do note that I have been running this tire with Unplugged Performance's UP03 lightweight forged wheels. Now, for 10,000 miles previous to this, I ran this tire with the factory Tesla wheels, and I'll relay those stats here. With the OEM Tesla wheels and these Pirelli Weatheractive tires, I was getting 344 watt per mile. Now this might be a little bit confusing, so let me just take it from the top here. The tires that came with my car from the factory were Continental all-season tires, and those OEM tires lasted me 32,000 miles, and my average energy use with those OEM tires over the course of 32,000 miles was 323 watt per mile. With no other changes, the Pirelli Weatheractive tires and the same Tesla wheels were definitely less efficient at 344 watt per mile. There was a difference, but that isn't something that's really noticeable in day-to-day driving. Nevertheless, when I put lightweight forged aluminum wheels on the car with the same Pirelli Weatheractive tires, my efficiency went up a bit, and so my average energy use decreased from 344 watt per mile with the OEM wheels down to 337 watt per mile with the Pirelli Weatheractive tires on the unplugged performance forged aluminum wheels. Again, not something noticeable in day-to-day driving, but it does goes to show that lightweight forged wheels can decrease energy use and increase range. But overall, they still have less impact in your choice of tires. Now, I really love these tires, so even though the noise has increased and the ride comfort has decreased as these tires have aged, we are going to do it for YouTube and see how far we can push these tires. So stay tuned. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. Please make sure to like and subscribe to see more. We'll do more tire coverage and more road trips coming up soon.